Welcome to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based photographer Tavishima Ayede. Today, I have a rant. I just got off the phone with a colleague of mine. We used to be members of a photography group about 3 or 4 years ago. And for those of you who've been listening to my previous podcasts, you know that I've been talking about how some wedding event professionals, particularly wedding photographers in Abuja and Lagos, have this idea that price uniformity is going to solve their problem without realizing that the problem is they do not have a sales and marketing process in place that they're executing to achieve their goals. So that's the main problem. So, of course, in this group, folks are going on about how this guy was taking extremely low bids. He was doing weddings of about 150 to 200K, and people were going on about how he's spoiling the market and things like that. This photographer's name is, I think, is Klala or Kelala. I'm not sure. So people going on about how Kelala was pretty much ruining the wedding industry space for everyone. So I and a couple of other people on the group tried to chime in. I was of the opinion that we don't know what his economics are. We don't know what his game plan is. So you can't really say that doing weddings for 150,000 naira to 200,000 naira or whatever he was supposedly charging at the time is a bad deal for him, because some people have come into the market with an upmarket pricing strategy. So you come in as a wedding photographer and you say, you know what, I'm going to hit luxury. Let me start off my pricing between 500 and 1 mil. And it might work if you have what it takes. Some other people, on the other hand, come into this business with a market pricing strategy. So there's some wedding photographers or some wedding planners who say, you know what, I'm going to come in dead cheap, gain some traction, make sure my name is out there. And then when I've gotten a considerable amount of traction, then I can now try and switch lanes. And that also works as well. And at the time, I suspected that that was what this fellow Kelala was doing. So for me, I figured, no disrespect to him. If that's how he wants to run his game, then it's cool. If he's First of all, I didn't believe that he actually was doing weddings for 150K. But if he was doing 150 and 200K, then hey, whatever it is that rocks your boat. So at the time, I figured it was an upmarket, entry pricing strategy. And I figured, guys, instead of us staying here bad mouthing him, a couple of you know the dude. Reach out to him, call him, find out what it is that he's doing, find out what his business model is, find out what the sales and marketing plan is, see if there's anything you can learn. And if you truly are concerned and you think he's on the wrong path, then call him up as a friend and tell him that, dude, I don't think this is going to work. So the reason why I remember this and the reason why I'm ranting about it today is because I see the phone call from one of our guys and he shows me the Instagram handle, and it looks like Kelala has really switched up his game. He owns his own building now on, well, I think at the time used to be Admiralty Road, but I'm not sure where he is now in Lekki. He owns the whole building now. There's several studios there, all kinds of high-end frames, multiple shooting spaces, all kinds of lights. Looks like he's doing really good business. From the frames that are in there, it looks like he's doing a lot of personal and family portraits. I noticed a few celebrities up on the wall. Okay, maybe not celebrities. Let's say known Nigerian personalities. Like I think I saw Tinubu and a couple other politicians. One or two actresses, and it seemed really real solid, real nice. And in the Instagram video that he put up was also talking about his logistics company that he has up and things of that nature. And yeah, I was impressed. And me and my friend were real happy. We're like, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. My guy had a plan. He had a vision. Came up with some schematics, and he just kept on at it. So if truly he was doing that 150 thing, 200 thing, then yeah, he kept on at it. He slawed at it for a very long time. And for a while, you couldn't escape his name. He was all over Bella Niger, Instagram. I mean, Kila just seemed to be everywhere. I think at some point he was even interviewed in one of the papers. I think it was Punch or maybe the Guardian. I can't remember. But bottom line was, it's clear that this dude came up with a plan. Apparently, it's entry market pricing, and he did his thing. He was able to execute, and he made it work. So my rant today, especially for my brothers and sisters who are wedding photographers, I'm not sure that wedding planners have this problem. But for my brothers and sisters, wedding photographers, I think we really need to, come up with a plan. Come up with a plan and then just work your plan. And let's not be too bothered about what other people are doing. Because I've said it repeatedly on the podcast that the problem that you have in your business, I really don't think it's because of what the next man is doing. The reason why you're not making money is not because somebody's undercutting you. The reason why you're not making money is not because of the economy. It's not because of Buhari. The reason why you're not making money has very little to do with your personality. It's not because you're an introvert, or it's not because you're too extroverted, or whatever it is you think the problem might be. The problem is you're not working on the marketing and the sales function in your business. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you can do. And for the people who know what you are and who know who you are and what you can do, you don't have the skills to communicate the value that you can bring to the table and how you can make their lives better, how you can make their wedding a whole lot better. So these are the problems. So let's ignore what other people are doing, except if there's something there that we can learn. So like in this case, I'm not calling out K Lala because I respect the dude. All props to him. He had a plan and he pulled it off. So don't pay attention to what people are doing, except if you think there's something to learn there. And if you're concerned about what your homeboy is doing or what your homegirl is doing, then call her up and tell him or her that you're on the narrow path and this leads to destruction. If you truly are concerned, don't stay in groups and, excuse my language, bitch and moan and things like that. Come up with a plan, work your plan. I truly believe, and that's one of the reasons why I set up this podcast, especially with hanging around wedding photographers and wedding planners for such a long time. I truly believe that the reason why you're not making money in your business, for those of us who are struggling, it's really not about circumstances and conditions external to us. So Kilala is not the problem. So I don't know if he did 150, 200. Even if he did, he still isn't the problem. Buhari is not the problem. Forex is not the problem. Whatever it is, that is not the problem. You're in business to look for a customer. Businesses have two functions. There's the marketing function and there's the innovation function. You innovate on your product, your service, delivery, stuff like that. By all means, do all that. But then there's also the marketing function. People need to know who you are. People need to know what you can do. People need to know the value that you bring to the table. So it's not enough that people know me or that people know I'm a wedding photographer. If I'm not able to communicate the value when I'm having conversations with the brides and the grooms and the parents and uncles and aunties or whoever it is that is relevant to the decision, that's what it is that is stopping me from growing. So that's my rant, basically, this morning. Let's not look at other people and bitch and moan. If you're curious, reach out, ask a couple of questions. You might learn something. You might be that person, that wedding planner who thinks that CC and Co events is responsible for bringing the industry down because she came in last year and she's only planning events for 50,000 naira. When you think that wedding planner should be doing a flat 500,000 or something, she might just have an entry market pricing strategy. Maybe that's her plan. She's coming in at 50K and she's going to make sure that she blows the place up and everybody knows her name. So she's coming in at 50K. Her goal is, let me do 200 weddings. Sorry, 200 is a little extravagant. Okay, let's say maybe 40 weddings. Let me do 40 weddings in 2020. Let me do 50 weddings in 2021. Promote the heck out of everything. Pay for promotions on whatever, Bella Niger Insta blog or whatever it is she thinks she needs to get her name out. she's not the problem. If you're concerned and, Sissy and co-event planners is your friend, reach out and tell her that, Sissy, I think you're on the wrong path. Also have that conversation with her. I heard you're doing weddings for 50K. What's the plan? Are you also trying out this entry level pricing thing? Who knows? It might be something maybe you need to try out. Anyway, I'm going on and on. I've been ranting for too long. I guess you get the gist of what it is that I was trying to say. So that's my rant for today. At the next recording, I'll try and be more level-headed and get back to our usual way of doing things. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. And please, 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 please remember, the problem most of the time isn't something external to us. It's not the economy. It's not Buhari. It's not that other person who is undercutting you. And the problem is not that your cake baking machine is 10 years old or that you have a camera that doesn't have enough megapixels. It's the sales and marketing function. And those are the sorts of things that we'll keep on discussing on this podcast. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. I don't take your attention for granted. And I love you guys who keep coming back repeatedly. Every time I put up a post, I'm seeing the stats. So thank you very much, guys. I love you for following, and thank you very much for the support. As usual, comments, questions, inquiries, whatever it is, hit me up on email, ayede.tave@gmail.com. That is AYEDE.TAVER@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. I'll catch you all at the next episode.